Hello, my darlings. Welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're making very cute things with unconventional materials. I'm using these Hot Wheel curved tracks from Dollar Tree. I put them together and now I'm gonna cover them. I'm using these thin wooden weaving reeds purchased from Amazon long time ago, and I'm just measuring how many I'm gonna need just to cover all of it. And also I'm using another different style weaving reed. Those are reeds that they can be used when you make a basket, and I purchased all of these from Amazon. So first I'm covering on top to make sure I cover all that plastic, and I'm gonna use 2 of them just like so with a hot glue. And if you haven't guessed by now what I'm creating a half a round wall sign, like an arch window sign. So I'm trying to cover the top like I said first, and now I'm adding the smaller weaving reeds until they're all fully covered. Those reeds are so tiny and it took a lot of them to cover that, but they're so easy to work with. And I'm so happy that I'm a part of this collab today. We'll talk about that soon as this project is done. And what we need to do is make something beautiful out of unconventional materials. When I fully glue all those reeds, I'm cutting the edges just like so, the both sides. And now on the bottom of the round sign, I'm also adding this flat reed to cover the plastic, also gluing it. I'm gluing a flat reed on the bottom of the edges, putting them together. I added some wood glue, since this is wood, and a hot glue to make it more sturdy on the bottom. I'm also adding a wooden dowels inside, just gluing it, and then that wooden dowel is glued to that flat reed. And now I'm cutting more wooden dowels so we can make like a shape for my window sign, just like that, just like a simple farmhouse look. I didn't want it to make more designs, but definitely I will play more with these Hot Wheel round racetracks. I love how it came out at the end. So I'm just gluing a second wooden dowel just like that, and the third one, and it already look very high-end farmhouse look. Also from inside I added more flat reed track just to make it more sturdy, and I'm also stapling it to make it more secure, and in the middle between the wooden dowels, and it already look perfect. You gotta let me know, what do you think? I have mixed water with antique wax, and now I'm gonna stain my wood frame. And that's it for this DIY. You gotta let me know, what do you think? Today I'm so happy that I'm a part of Unconventional Materials Craft Challenge, hosted by my amazing, darling, beautiful friend Yelena from Blondie Next Door, and a guest host, it's me, CJ DIY. I love this challenge, and I also love Yelena. She becomes such a good close friend to me. She's super talented, amazing lady. She's creating beautiful home decor. If you haven't visited her channel by now, what are you waiting for? Yelena, thank you so much for inviting me to be your guest host this month. I love you, my sweet friend. So with that being said, I'm going back to my DIY number 2. I found this fancy garden fence at Aldi. They were like $4.50 or $4.90. So I grab a box and I'm gonna make something beautiful out of them. So I grabbed 10 of them and I put them together, and I wasn't sure what I'm making. I thought I'm gonna make some centerpiece, but when I put them together, it came by itself, and you're gonna see. And look at this beautiful house shape. So I made 2 of them, and they can be just like a beautiful lanterns or like a beautiful birdhouses. To cover the edges, I'm using these metal ribbons from Dollar Tree. Just putting it on each side. To get that rustic farmhouse look, I'm adding this gray paint on top, like a chalk paint, going all over, just distressing it so they can look aged. And that's pretty much it for this DIY. I'm also gonna decorate when the distressing is done. And you can shape them either way you want, these beautiful house lanterns. I added some moss on the bottom, reindeer moss, and I'm gonna add some greeneries on top. Those greeneries are from Dollar Tree, and it's gonna look such a beautiful decorative piece for our house. To complete the looks, I'm adding these beautiful birdies. I'm putting one on top and one inside, and look how beautiful it came out. You gotta let me know, what do you think? For DIY number 3, I'm using an alcohol wipe container, and I'm painting it with a ivory chalk paint. Ivory hazelnut. I'm not pretty sure because I got these paints from the sample site of a Home Depot for 50 cents, and I was so happy to use them. Next, I'm gonna be using this flower sink protector pad, bought from my local store. As soon as I saw it, I knew I'm gonna do something with it. And I'm just painting it with another chalk paint. It's like a grayish, and I also cut it to fit my container. And now I'm gonna, when they're all dry, I'm gonna glue them together. I add the pad on the bottom, and no one will know that this is made out of a sink pad and a wipe container. On top, I'm adding the metal ribbon from Dollar Tree to complete the look, and it came out a beautiful vase as a decorative piece. Very high-end looking. It gave me a hard time to glue it, so I ended up putting a staples on the edges of my ribbon. And look how high-end it looks. You gotta let me know, what do you think about that DIY? For my last DIY, another plastic container from our feta cheese. I'm painting it with this gray color, but also we have a visitor. This is the beautiful hand of my daughter. She came from school, and look at all those beautiful rings that she is wearing. She say hi. After my container is dry, I'm using these wooden popsicle decorative sticks purchased from Walmart, And I'm using the antique wax with the water to stain them. And after I wipe them out, I'm just cutting the edges to fit in my container, and I'm just gonna glue them on my container just like so, just to make an extra detail, and it's gonna look very high-end. So I put 4 on the longer side. I also cut smaller pieces to put in between those wooden lines, just like that. They're so cute. I bought these popsicle decorative sticks from Walmart, from the crafting section, and they came out handy this time. I'm covering the smaller sides of the container with the 3 wooden sticks. Now on top of the container, I'm adding a line of a twine just to get that rustic farmhouse look. And I think this container planter came out so high-end, and no one will know that they're made out of my feta cheese plastic container. Adding some greeneries, and voila! You gotta let me know, what do you think? And here is my final farmhouse look for today that I made from unconventional materials. I hope I gave you some inspirations for you to create for your homes. And Yelena, thank you so much for having me as your guest host this month. And I love you. And don't forget to check out the link of my amazing darling friend Yelena and the amazing playlist with so many talented creators, friends, and so much inspiration. And until next time, which is today, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of music, positive energy from me to you. Bye-bye.